For many years, pickup trucks served as nothing more than basic utilitarian vehicles meant to lend a helping hand. Markets changed throughout time, and customer tastes did too. People desired the same degree of uniqueness and flair found in passenger automobiles because they were tired of the same old boring pickup trucks. Special edition trucks, therefore, joined the battle. While some only provided distinctive colors and inside-out badging, others provided far more, such as a variety of performance edition vehicles. There are rare vintage trucks out there, and their current worth is frequently determined by how well remembered they are by the community. Nevertheless, if you are fortunate enough to find one, these are a few trucks that are exclusive to the USA and are still worthwhile buying. 16. Ford F-250 Highboy. Truck enthusiasts gave the F-250 the moniker Highboy, even though Ford Motor Company never called it that to set them apart from the competition. The drivetrain configuration of the 1967 to 1977 F-250 Highboy was the same as that of the two-wheel drive trucks as it rolled off the assembly line. This indicates that, as opposed to being married to the back of the gearbox, as is the case nowadays, the gearbox is attached to the transfer case by a short drive shaft. This also required a longer drive shaft up front, which was not feasible without the truck jacked up. The pickup is dubbed the Highboy because of the 4-inch suspension raise that allowed for the hookup. The 400 CID was one of the most widely available engines for the Highboy, though it would be impossible to include them all without providing a comprehensive list. It provided a good amount of power without using as much gas as the large 460 CID was known for. The 400 CID could haul a total of 3,625 pounds and pull up to 4,500 pounds. The current rates, which vary based on location and conditions, start at $10,000 and go all the way up to $70,000. 15. Dodge D100 Spirit of 76. 40 years ago, all manufacturers celebrated America's bicentennial with limited edition trim packages. One such combination included the Dart and D100 pickup truck from Dodge. The truck's white body was covered in a plethora of red and blue stripes and decals that represented Spirit of 76. Package was limited to the least expensive trucks, meaning all of them had the Slant 6 engine. The inside featured a little more upscale design with vibrant fabric and a bench seat made entirely of vinyl that complemented the external motif. Lastly, unique fluorescent wheel covers provided the last touches. 14. Dodge Shelby Dakota. Although Carroll Shelby briefly left Ford's employ to work with the Dodge team, the Shelby name is most commonly associated with the Ford Mustang. A car they co-produced was the Dodge Shelby Dakota, which had a 5.2-liter engine. That is a really large engine for a mid-sized vehicle, especially with Shelby still fine-tuning it. These trucks were brought to Carroll and his team as unfinished Dakota pickups, and it was from these that the Shelby Dakota was developed. Of course, towing and hauling capacities were not given any concern, as they were being built to be beasts on the street and strip. Still, it could function like a typical truck, because the foundation was a Dakota. The Dodge Shelby Dakota has a maximum towing capacity of 1,800 pounds. With a 970-pound payload limit, it is by no means the best in the working business. However, who needs that when a pickup can complete a quarter-mile run in less than 17 seconds stock? 13. Mack Jr. Pickup. The Mack Jr. pickup was a unique and relatively short-lived offering from the renowned truck manufacturer Mack Trucks. Introduced in 1936 during the Great Depression as a strategy to improve sales. Instead of developing a new light-duty truck, Mack partnered with Rio Motor Car Company to rebrand slightly modified Rio Speedwagon trucks as the Mack Jr. production continued until 1938, with a revision in 1937 that included a heavier chassis, axles, and a new hood design. The Mack Jr. never achieved significant sales success and is considered rare due to its limited production run. The Mack Jr. was available in half-ton, 4,500 pounds, and increased capacity, 5,000 pounds options in 1937, and was powered by a Rio engine. It distinguished itself from the Rio Speedwagon with Mack badging and a more rugged appearance, including a distinctive bulldog mascot on the hood in 1937 to 1938 models. The Mack Jr. represents an unconventional approach by Mack in attempting to enter the light-duty truck market. Despite its limited success, it serves as an interesting historical footnote for the brand and enthusiasts of classic trucks. Finding a surviving Mack Jr. today is highly uncommon, due to its low production numbers and age, making it a valuable collector's item. 12. Ford Bigfoot Cruiser. In the 1980s, Bigfoot was a big issue. This was particularly true for Ford truck enthusiasts, as during the years that Bigfoot dominated the show and crush circuit of the sport they both helped popularize. Bob Chandler's monster truck was arguably the most well-known pickup in the world. It was only logical for Ford to want to take advantage of the Bigfoot frenzy to the fullest. Although F-Series truck sales didn't require a boost, they were already well on their way to being the most popular car in North America. It couldn't hurt to transfer some of that monster truck glamour to a Bigfoot product that is officially licensed and available at dealerships around the nation. That reasoning gave rise to the Bigfoot Cruiser, a tribute to the world's strongest truck that you can park in your driveway. Due to several problems during its brief manufacturing run, the Cruiser is currently one of the rarest and least well-known special edition antique cars available. Ford introduced the Bigfoot Cruiser Options Package in 1987. Scherer Truck Equipment assembled it on the automaker's behalf. This car has an automated gearbox and a 7.5-liter EFI engine. Its interior features include factory floor mats, wood grain dashboard, tilt steering column, leather-wrapped steering wheel, power windows, power door locks, AM/FM radio cassette, and blue cloth upholstery. There are also some collector's items inside. Among the added features are running lights above double roll bars with stylish logo coverings. One special characteristic is the way the back window slides down. Stickers on the sides are a wonderful touch on the original. Right below the doors is where the rocker panels belong. The Bigfoot Cruiser is an intimidating vehicle on the road with 460 horsepower. 11. Jeep J10 Honcho. From 1976 to 1983, the Honcho trim package was offered. Throughout that time, only 1,264 units were made. While Jeep altered the Honcho's features from year to year, the vehicle's wide-track design, which was derived from the Cherokee Chief, did not change over the course of manufacture. Strong flared fenders, glistening gold bedside striping, ornate decals, distinctive 15-inch off-road wheels, large all-terrain tires, and an optional roll bar are just a few of the Jeep J10 Honcho's unique characteristics. To further reinforce its utilitarian vibe, it features a sports steering wheel and denim upholstery from Levi's. What's under the hood, though, really hit the mark. The Honcho's engine is an AMC 360 V8, not the typical inline six-cylinder used in earlier J10 models. Up to 195 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque are produced by this powerful engine. To say that the Honcho was the undisputed king of 1970s pickup trucks would be an understatement, yet part of its appeal stems from its small manufacturing run. Since Chrysler stopped producing full-size Jeep pickups after purchasing AMC in 1987, the J10 with the Honcho livery is a unique vehicle. Scattered with special packages such as the 10-4, which included a normal CB radio, and the Golden Eagle, which had seats reminiscent of Levi's denim, the J10 was extremely uncommon. Just 1,264 Jeep J10 Honchos were produced between 1974 and 1983. 10. Ford Skyranger. In 1989, Carroll Shelby and Dodge worked together to design the incredible Shelby Dakota pickup truck. Seeing this, Ford decided it needed to launch a rival car of its own, and in 1991 it produced the Skyranger. Ford and the American Sunroof Company, ASC, collaborated to transform an extended cab Ranger into a convertible with a multi-shade stripe graphic on the side of the pickup and a large roll bar. The soft-top roof of the Skyranger, an extended cab convertible, is ideal in any weather. The Skyranger was a distinctive pickup truck with a drop top that was based on the expanded Can Ranger. Its strong Cologne V6 engine and all-wheel drive system made it a joy to drive. Skyranger is incredibly intelligent. The roof of this extra cab Ranger swings down cleanly into the area behind the front seats, unlike the Dakota's awkward configuration. And the forward slanting Targa Surround is a better design than the mousetrap roller bar of the Dakota. The Skyranger is powered by a 4-liter V6 engine that produces 155 horsepower. only 17 Sky Rangers were produced, making it the rarest Ford pickup ever. 9. Chevrolet Blazer Chalet. The Chevrolet Blazer Chalet was an attempt by Chevrolet to make a hybrid pickup truck. The Chalet was an amalgam of a two-door pickup truck and an RV home. Despite its diminutive size, this cabin had a kitchen and a bed. The Chalet is also raised a little to enable it to go over uneven ground. The Blazer Chalet's designers appeared to have had the simple goal of creating a four-wheeled home that you could transport to far-off places and use without having to put anything up when you got there. The recreational four-wheel drive market was thriving by the middle of the 1970s. The genre had gained traction from its somewhat obscure beginnings in the 1950s and 1960s, and Americans were purchasing four-wheel drives in large numbers all over the nation. General Motors demonstrated a strong interest in the recreational vehicle industry in the 1970s and attempted several strategies to take advantage of it. The GMC motorhome and the Chevrolet Blazer Chalet, two radically different RV models made to appeal to both ends of the market, were arguably the two most memorable. While the motorhome was a spacious mobile house, the Blazer Chalet provided more basic lodging while still enabling its owners to travel practically anywhere. Like all other Blazers, each Blazer Chalet began life on the assembly line before being transported to Chinook Mobilage Inc.'s facilities to finish the building process. The original passenger cab's back had to be taken out during this build procedure in order to install the fiberglass camper shell back that was supported by a steel frame. 8. GMC Sierra California Sundancer. As its name implies, California Sundancer was a regional exclusive that was exclusively offered in Southern California. That's most likely the primary cause of its obscurity. Although the roll bar was included, the special edition pickup truck was not intended for the Southern California sport truck market. It was more of a 4x4 vehicle than a true sport truck, but it was still 87. All others were painted bright yellow, with gunmetal gray lower trim and two-tone blue pinstripes. They also had BF Goodrich radials on 15x7 Mag Sprinter Western wheels, a sunroof, Bilstein gas pressure shock absorbers, and Smitty-built tubular steel bumpers. But good luck today finding one undamaged. 7. Chevrolet K10 Snow Chaser. This K10 Chevrolet is more or less the opposite of the California Sundancer. Its production quantities appear to be among the lowest of all special editions, and it was available in northern states and other wintry places. They all seem to be painted crimson, with a black lower treatment and a golden stripe. The Snow Chaser decal on the back bedsides and the cab spoiler put on the bed behind the cab were undoubtedly what they possessed. It's possible that not all of the rare cars were equipped with the 350 Ci V8 in Scottsdale trim, but this is one of the few that we were able to locate. 6. Jeep CJ10. The Jeep CJ10 was a unique and relatively short-lived offering from the iconic off-road brand known for its rugged vehicles. Introduced in 1971, primarily targeted for export markets outside North America due to its larger size and engine options compared to the popular CJ models like the CJ5 and CJ7. Initially produced in South Bend, Indiana, later moved to Mexico for cost-effectiveness. Production ended in 1986, with limited civilian sales in North America, mainly through independent distributors. Offered in both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive configurations, and powered by various engines depending on the market. AMC 4.2-liter, i6 230Ci. Gasoline engine in early models, Nissan SD 33 3.3-liter, i4 diesel engine in later models, considered innovative for its fuel efficiency, and GM V6 engine in some Australian models. Transmission options included 3-speed manual and automatic transmissions. It is recognized for its rugged construction, off-road capability, and simplicity, similar to other CJ models. The CJ10 earned a reputation as a capable and reliable workhorse in various regions around the world, particularly in agricultural, military, and industrial applications. Due to its limited production and primary focus on export markets, it remains a relatively rare and sought-after vehicle among collectors and off-road enthusiasts. Its larger size and diesel engine option differentiated it from other CJ models, offering increased functionality for specific needs. 5. GMC Railroad Crew Cab. Crew cabs, as their name suggests, were first designed to transport a 6-person work crew in a single vehicle while on the job. In 1962, coach manufacturers such as Crown Steel Products in Ohio and Stageway Coaches in Arkansas completed the conversions of GMC crew cabs instead of producing them at GM factories. Few were ordered, and the majority were employed in the railway sector after being modified to include flanged steel wheels on the front and rear that could retract to allow for track driving. Born from a collaboration between GMC and independent coach builders like Crown Steel Products, the crew cab wasn't a factory creation. It started life as a standard GMC pickup, then underwent a transformation. The bed was stretched, a second row of seats was added, and the most striking feature, dual sets of wheels, were installed. One set, with standard rubber tires, tackled the road, while the other, with flanged steel wheels, gripped the rails. This engineering marvel allowed the crew cab to seamlessly switch between road and rail, transporting work crews and materials efficiently. Only 6 units of these trucks were ever built, making them highly sought after by collectors today. They were not built at GM factories, but by third-party coach builders, specifically for the railroad industry. These trucks were unique in that they had both rear flange steel and retracting front steel wheels, allowing them to operate on both the road and railroad tracks. This versatility made them ideal for transporting railroad crews and materials to work sites. 4. Dodge Midnight Express. Dodge created and produced a distinctive range of specialty pickup trucks in the late 1970s. Collectors from all around the United States still have a strong desire for these limited edition cars. Gearheads who desired specialty trucks for personal use were the target market for Dodge's Adult Toys from Dodge line of DW-based lifestyle pickup trucks, which was launched in the 1970s. With its black paint job, Midnight Express truck decal applied to the door, gold pinstripes, and twin exhaust stacks, the dealer-converted Midnight Express is quite the sight. The Midnight Express truck is equipped with a 440 engine version that can produce 245 horsepower, in contrast to the powerful 360 engines of the Lil Red Express. It's interesting to note that only 200 of the rare and collectible Dodge Midnight Express trucks from the 1978 model year are known to exist. Built for Dodge's adult toys range, the Dodge Midnight Express is still a beloved vintage pickup truck. 3. GMC Sierra Grande Olympic Edition. The only market for this limited edition pickup truck was Canada. To honor the Summer Olympic Games that year, which were hosted in Montreal, it was commissioned. There were only 630 of these produced, and they were all based on the Sierra Grande trim level. They had a red hood, front fascia, and upper stripes surrounding the car, all painted white. Moreover, the 1976 Games emblem was located on a unique hood ornament, as well as on the back bedside, within the stripe. They had a 350 Ci V8 engine that produced 165 horsepower, and they included accessories like wheel opening moldings, rally wheels, chrome mirrors, and a bumper and grille. 2. Dodge Rod Hall Signature Edition. In 1990, there was another limited run of the Dodge Rod Hall Signature Edition following the NHTSA's disappointing 1987 production halt. Baja Racing had its share of excitement during the 1980s and 1990s. Professional off-road racer Rod Hall and Carroll Shelby worked together to construct a series of 4x4 pickup trucks with classic Baja racing paint jobs that were inspired by the sport. With the use of a unique, high-performance suspension system, the vehicles would be able to handle even the most difficult off-road situations while still offering a respectable highway ride. Specialized high-performance components, including Rancho shocks and springs, power steering, power brakes, and a light bar, are included in the Rod Hall Signature Edition package. With a 5.2-liter V8 engine and an A727 Torque Flight 3-speed automated gearbox, the 33 Dodge Rod Hall Signature Edition models generate a pitiful 170 horsepower. The Signature Edition suspension was never put to the test on the road, which is why the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, had to recall the first batch from 1987. As a result, the NHTSA declared that it was hazardous to sell and operate the limited edition pickup on public roads. It goes without saying that this killed production, with only 14 units reaching the market. 1. Chevrolet C10, Big Ten. GMC Heavy Half and Chevy Big Ten were GM's response to the despised catalytic converter. Essentially, these were standard half-ton vehicles, but to get around the emissions laws, they were sold as heavy-duty pickups. Recall that Big Ten weighed 6,200 pounds. Therefore, it was exempt from the stringent pollution regulations that applied to all vehicles weighing 6,000 pounds or less. GM also produced one that weighed 6,050 pounds in the middle of the 1975 model year. This one eventually took the place of the standard C10 with 6,000 GVWR. The minimum needed for it was a 350 Ci V8, although the most common option was a 454 Ci V8. A 454 Ci Chevy C10 Big Ten could have nearly outperformed a Corvette in 1975. It took 8.9 seconds to go from 0 to 60, whereas the 350 Ci equipped Vette took 8.1 seconds.